Hello and welcome. This is Two Witches Talking. I'm Cheyenne here today with the lovely Delilah, and we are discussing the week of August 16th. That is Sunday. You guys just saw my aunt in the background. Guys, this is real life. We're real people. Okay. Uh, so we are discussing the week of August 16th. We are going to, again, cover the astrology of the week and pull across. The astrology is not too heavy this week. We have a very busy Monday and then Friday and Saturday, a couple of things happening. But other than that, it's pretty quiet, which is lovely because remember, we are between eclipses. We just had that big Leo eclipse on the south node. Our next one is going to be a Pisces eclipse. It is a north node eclipse, so a little bit different of a flavor. All right, Delilah, would you like to weigh in?
Some things. We have quite a few things going on this week. I am pulling across, so I'm not quite done yet. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
for example, we have on Tuesday, there's going to be a rare six planet alignment. So we're going to
Mm-hmm.
have Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus all aligning this Tuesday, August the 18th. So we're gonna have kind of like mixed energy coming since there's so many planets between past lessons and also our future goal. What have we learned in the past? How has that affected us? And how can we apply those lessons going forward to get to the kind of life that we want to live that's more aligned with who
Mm-hmm.
we are and what we care about? See what else is going on.
I love
So,
that, the
Saturday,
alignment.
those alignments are important. So, things we can just note is, with that Mars energy, try not to be overly risky or impulsive going into this week. Just really take time to think about things. And
You can focus and concentrate on the cards. Okay.
I'm pulling some
Um,
more cards for us.
yes. It sounded to me like you said something about getting organized, which works because we are going to have some astrology that really supports that on Monday. So Monday morning, we will mostly be waking up to Mars square Neptune. That happens about 6 a.m. Eastern time. Mars square Neptune, essentially, you can just throw out your plans for the day. Mars is the planet of action. Neptune is the planet of like illusion, dreams. Um, the fact that they're squaring each other, that's like a 90 degrees and it's like a tense, unhappy kind of meetup situation deal. Um, it's okay if it doesn't work out the way that you think it should. It's still going to work out somehow. Just go into Monday knowing plans may need to be readjusted. It's gonna be okay. It is. After that, we have Mercury trine Saturn and Jupiter and Venus, I believe, are going to sextile. Yeah, Venus sextiles Jupiter. So that is Venus in Libra and Jupiter in Leo. This should be pretty fun. A Mercury trine Saturn is about getting organized, like we were talking about. This is a good day, especially to organize your communications. So those two astrological events are happening around the same time. The trine, that's an easy, flowy energy that happens at like 11:30, and the sextile, Venus sextile Jupiter happens like right after lunch, like 12:30. So this is a really good day to have lunch with your friends, make plans. It's a really good day to, if you're planning any kind of like a group trip or like a couples trip, not even a trip, any kind of activities that you want to be doing with the people that you love and care about. This is a great time to start making plans for that. We also, the moon enters Scorpio that night. We're not going to be too concerned about the moon transits. For those who don't know, the moon moves signs about every 3 days. Uh, the moon enters Sagittarius on Thursday, like I said, every 3 days. And then on Friday, so Friday and Saturday are the next big days of the week for astrology. Venus opposes Saturn. Saturn is retrograde right now. Uh, this is a good time to be thinking about what we really want. Okay, Saturn, a lot of the time we see her as a farmer. She's out here very concerned with the cycles of time, boundaries. Like, what does it really take to live a human life? You only get about 80 years. So, what do you want to do with that time? We also have Venus there. We know Venus, she's the lesser benefic. Love and money, good times. But that opposition with Saturn, that's kind of like a tense, they're sitting face to face to each other having a conversation. So, on Friday, be looking at what you want to see more of long term in your relationships. If there is any nonsense you are putting up with, now's the time to stop. All right. Saturday. Saturday was something. Yes. Sun conjoins the South Node and then enters Virgo. So the Sun on the South Node is like a point of release. Yeah. This is a good time to like let go of the weight of others' expectations. Oh, this is happening in Leo. This is about attention. It's more like letting go of, it's like what we're doing here. We're doing it because it's fun. We're not doing it because we think people are going to watch it. Exactly. So we're
Is
going to
gonna see
probably
it.
be doing this, something to the tune of this on Saturday. I would encourage everyone out there to do the same. Any kind of creative energy that you want to put out there, go for it. Just don't let how you think it may be perceived affect the way that you're doing it, because you have to. This is a point of authenticity for us. We are letting go of, like I said, the weight of others' expectations. So that is it for the astrology of the week. Delilah, would you like to look at the cross now and let us know how it's going to kind of play out for us?
Absolutely. So, first card I pulled for us right now is the King of Fire. This is us being
Mm,
creative. You
I
know,
love that.
we're taking the time to speak about.
Self-determination.
So, yes, we're taking the time to express ourselves creatively. We're inspiring ourselves and others to be who they are and to
Mhm.
enjoy the time that we're spending creating something, producing something, and putting it out there into the ether for you guys to enjoy. So, I did see something here, though, that we're being challenged by, which is the Five of Water. So these are maybe the emotions. We're coming out of a week, a post eclipse week. It's like a hangover. So any of those emotions, any of those feelings that came up from this past week, I could see that being more of a challenge to us being able to express ourselves. But don't let, things from the past get in the way of expressing yourself, being true to yourself, and um, allowing yourself to create something
Let
with
me see the
friends.
card better.
This is the Five of Waters, also the Five of
Mm-hmm.
Cups.
Oh,
So this could be any feelings of regret,
I love
disappointment,
that.
holding on to things you shouldn't. So just letting us know that we should not let things that came up in the
Mhm.
past affect and prevent us from being able to be ourselves today. So it's the five.
Your angel deck is so sweet. I love how he's like right there behind her. That's so
Yeah.
cute. Yeah.
And I really like this deck because, it always lets us know we have the guardian angels here for us. They're here
Hmm.
even when we feel not
Hmm.
great. So I do have underneath everything. This is
Okay.
under everything. The Five
Okay.
of Earth.
Eight of Pentacles.
This,
That's
yeah.
the eight,
So I
isn't it?
really,
The eight.
this is the Eight of
Yeah.
Pentacles. So this can represent education officially, or it can also just be
Hmm.
learning new things, taking the time to build your craft, and just staying focused on your grind. So that's what this lady here is
Hmm.
doing.
The
Um,
grind.
the grind, that's us today. Above
Yeah.
everything, wishes, dreams. Sometimes this can represent wishful thinking, but I feel like in the terms of this, especially with Virgo, it's important to
Yeah.
balance all of that. Virgo can be a little bit critical. So I feel like above all of this, we're just being reminded to, even though, I mean, we're recognizing we might have made mistakes, or we might even realize if people are making mistakes around us. I
Hmm.
feel like this encourages us to still have like a little bit of childlike awe about life and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
forgiveness and joy. So at least that's how I'm feeling about this.
This is like permission to dream for me. That looks
Yeah,
like it's time to, let yourself think about what you really want. And I love that with the King of Wands in the center because that's the fire energy. Wands are fire.
and
And
that's
Leo,
passion.
Leo, we're gonna have um it's just getting a lot of attention right now. The sun is still there, and that's a fire sign as well. So this is a lot about passion and creativity and desire.
And I feel like we're making steps toward that. Now, in the past,
Mm-hmm.
we do have an individual. A lot of times with the sword, it represents intellect. So we have the Queen of Air,
Mm. Ooh,
a
I
brilliant
love
and
her.
experienced lady here.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, honestly, that's a lot of that energy that we um, have experienced in this past week, just being really honest with ourselves after all these eclipses brought up all this information for us. We're able to be very honest and truthful with ourselves. And again, that sword is a lot of times it represents intellect. So logically, we really took the time to be honest with ourselves this past week. And now we're going to be able to apply the things that we learned from this previous week into this one via
That's hard
being creative.
conversations. Yeah.
Yeah, even if, the conversations aren't easy, I feel like by approaching them with like that kind of awe, that kind of wonder, wanting to have dreams and joy in our life,
Mm.
we're going to be able to step into something positive in the
Yeah. Is
future. Again, I'm getting pretty positive cards from this week. I'm getting good vibes.
that the
This is
future?
in the near future. I
Okay.
got the Queen of Earth. Again,
Right.
I'm
Two
getting really
queens.
this yeah, this week I'm getting good
Mm-hmm.
vibes. So a past had the Queen of Air.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Near future, I'm getting the Queen of Earth.
I
She's a
like
lady, she's
that.
quite capable. She knows what she's doing. We got both the
Mm-hmm.
ladies in here.
Mm-hmm. Powerful
And she,
women.
powerful women that know how to manage the resources. This one's someone,
Mm-hmm.
she really has perfected what it is that she's doing, and she's capable,
Mm.
and she's managing her finances quite well.
Mm.
Um, I believe this one here, the very bottom, is the suggested approach.
Mm-hmm.
So we're again with
Mm-hmm.
Virgo. This is so on brand. We have Virgo coming up. That's going to be moving. Where is Virgo going
Is
to
that the
be? Sun.
seven?
Sun's entering
Seven of
Virgo
water?
this coming Saturn. Yes, seven of water.
Oh.
But I feel like it's important. Our suggested approach is to not be overly
Mm-hmm.
analyzing during this
Mm-hmm.
time because we're
Mm-hmm.
already going to have Virgo doing a
Yeah.
lot, and we have the sixth planetary alignment. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yes, we need to be honest with ourselves, but we also need to make sure not to be hypercritical of ourselves at this time. So it's the seven of water.
I think one of the other meanings of that card is like feeling overwhelmed with choices or having too many choices or like an illusion that isn't quite serving you.
It does say
So I
choices,
feel
yeah.
like with everything going on this week, um, I shouldn't say this week, this season, because we are between eclipses. This week is actually pretty quiet given the season that we're in. So that does feel to me like letting this be a really good time to let go of any illusions that we may have or to like let that overwhelm to just kind of remember that overwhelm is a feeling. We don't have to own it. We can just say, I am overwhelmed. I wonder why. Let's look at everything going on here. And since I'm looking at what I want and what I want long term, how much of this do I want to keep? How much of this can I just let go of because it was never really my responsibility anyway, or it shouldn't have been?
Exactly. And on that note, piggybacking on that, my question for the audience would be, are you holding on to anything that doesn't serve you and doesn't
Mm.
belong to you? If you do, leave it in the comments below or just write it in your journal. That could be a great prompt for this week. Is there anything you're holding on that you can let go of this week and that isn't serving you, and
You're making me
especially
want to pull a card for
emotionally?
that.
Yeah, that's actually a really good card
Yeah.
to pull. I know I pulled an oracle card already, but like actually
Yeah.
Cheyenne's gonna do that for us now. Go ahead and pull a card
I'm just
for the
pulling, yeah.
collective. Is that for you or for
Yeah.
them?
It was for me, but now that you say that, it should be for everybody because it's the podcast. I am the type to, if I get a journal prompt, I'm just going to take it to the cards immediately because I feel like I don't know, they just help me understand myself so much better than I would if I was just sitting there with a journal. So, all right, I like this. When I stop trying to contort myself into the shape of success that the world has outlined, I come into alignment with what true prosperity looks like for me. Is that not perfect timing?
That's
Oh
perfect
my
for what
goodness.
we're
Yeah,
looking at today.
we love our Channy deck. Okay.
I really like cheating. I might need to
Yeah.
be that dick.
You're getting a
Um,
package today, by the way.
oh,
I
that's
saw I
awesome.
got a notification it was about to be delivered.
I do have this for our current environment. So again, I'm still getting pretty good vibes. I feel like coming off of that eclipse, it's giving what it needs to be giving.
Put it up
This
to
is
the
the
camera. I can't see it.
wise counselor, belonging, learning, and
Oh, that's the
traditions.
high that's your Hierophant.
So a lot of times
Okay.
this can represent an
Okay.
official education,
Hmm.
actually either going to some form of school, but it can also represent just taking the time to really dive into research, learning, education. And I feel like that's what we're doing here is we're really getting down and we're learning everything we can about these tarot cards and, you know, just all of the transits, the timing that we're doing, the moon cycles even, and
That
we're
goes
getting to
back
the
to like
bottom of it.
perfecting your craft. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're doing that right now. I'm getting a lot of
One of the
major
other,
cards.
yeah.
I'm getting a lot of major cards in this reading. Like
Yes.
I've gotten
Let's look at
Wise
that
Counselor.
at the end. Like how many of these are major arcana? Because that I like to know. Yeah.
Yes. And I have hopes and, or fears. So
Yeah.
something that is next. This one is the renewal, reflection,
It's the star.
self-evaluation, and rebirth. Not quite. The star is actually our likely results. But
Okay.
this
So is
is
that
the
judgment?
renewal.
That's your judgment
This
card?
is the judgment card. Yeah.
Yes. That's her trumpet. I see
Renewal,
now.
self reflection, rebirth. I feel like
Yeah.
we want justice, but we're also a little concerned about what
I
that's going to
feel
mean.
so
But
this
at the
one's
same time,
judgment and it's like,
we're being honest with ourselves too.
yes, it's
Go
judgment
ahead.
of both yourself and others. Like it can be the hopes and fears. We can be fearful of the judgment of others. We can also be judgmental over ourselves, especially in the way we want to present ourselves. So I feel like for this kind of reading about our creative energy, I feel like it fits right in with that.
It does. Okay, so we have one more card,
Yes.
just one more. And it's interesting that
Yeah.
you mentioned the star because
Yeah.
that is actually our likely result. So I feel like you were reading the energy,
Oh,
and this is our likely result.
beautiful. I love
Um,
it.
I feel like that at the
I love
very
that
end of
card.
this, we're going to have a sense of fulfillment from this week.
Yeah.
I'm getting very positive vibes. I
Yeah.
mean, really,
I love
from
the
this
star.
entire week. We're the star, we're getting fulfillment, we're going to feel inspired, we're using our creativity, and we're going to continue to feel that same creativity and desire to utilize our
Mm-hmm.
creative voice this next week. So I would just say, just by being honest with ourselves and not overly critical, don't be afraid of being honest with yourself and being, very objective. But at the same time, it shouldn't stop you from being creative and spending time with your loved ones, making and producing things that you care about. Now, I also did get an oracle card, the messenger,
Mm-hmm.
Cyrus
Mm-hmm.
energy, bringing harmony and balance. I feel like that's us
Mm.
right now. We're bringing a message to
Yeah.
you, the collective, about this next week. And I can also pull up and read the oracle description for you guys.
Mm-hmm. Um, let's see. So those last three cards were major arcana.
Yes.
Were any of the others major? I can't
Uh,
remember.
no. It was just the
Okay.
last three.
Okay.
It was the environment, which is wise counselor, also known as the Hierophant,
Yeah. That's
renewal.
authority figures. It can also be tradition. I feel like it's a lot of don't be afraid to rebel against tradition this week if you're coming at it from an authentic place. Don't rebel just to rebel. But if you're tired of doing something the old fashioned way and you found a better way to do it, go forth. and don't let the judgment of others be bothering you. You have to,
Innovation.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is authenticity and innovation.
What was I going to do for you guys? Oh, I was going to look this up.
Hmm.
Messenger. Messenger, you're part of the lineage of souls who have dedicated their lifetimes to the uplifting of the planet,
Mm.
to the returning time and time again to the seed of life, to the
Oh,
crystalline
I love
ones,
that.
the ones who are here to plant the sacredness of the life back in, to honor both the sacred feminine and masculine,
Hail the matriarchy.
to usher deep reverence back in. And one of the
Hmm.
questions they asked were, how are you being called to bring harmony to your life and the planet? And how are you being called to honor the sacred masculine and feminine within you? I
I
feel like
love
that's
that so
perfect for
much.
this week.
Yeah.
A lot of part of creativity is being able to merge both of those energies
Hmm.
and express those energies as well. So
Hmm.
I feel like maybe we can do some creative activities this week if you want to journal, if you want to do some reading, painting, drawing. This week could be some good time to do that before we get into eclipses next week.
I just want to say final wrap up thoughts because we're coming up on time. Um, Again, with those major arcana cards being like the last three in the cross, um, that says to me, because all those are kind of like outside processes, it's not necessarily personal to you. The hopes and fears one is, but um, even though the inside part of the cross is all mundane cards, like minor arcana, what that tells me is this week is it's not going to feel like big shift energy because it's not. We're between eclipses, but things are kind of weird and odd this week. And the little choices that we make, those little choices where we're listening to ourselves, we're living in our authenticity. We're going to say, no, that doesn't quite feel right. I'm going to go this way. That is going to make those big differences over time, and especially as this next eclipse comes up. Remember, this is eclipse season. We are resting. We are watching things fall because they're going to. And when it's over, we're just going to look at, now that things have shifted, what choices do I have? What new doors have opened? What direction can I go?
That's perfect. And on that note, we're going to see you again next week. Feel free to leave us a comment and let us know what are some things this week that you're looking forward to doing. And if there's anything that you feel like maybe you could let go of that isn't aligning
Hmm.
with you, we'll see you again. Bye bye.